This video, uploaded to Reddit by user Lazy Ray Scallion, is some truly freaky footage. Depicting an empty conference room late at night, the room is nearly completely empty. That is, except for one apparently dedicated presence committed to showing up in spite of it being after hours. The angle at which the camera is positioned allows viewers to see a lone shadowy figure appear in one of the doorways. The humanoid shadow figure deliberately makes its way from one end of the room to the other, disappearing when it reaches the door on the opposite end. Making its way around Reddit, the footage has since gained some serious attention on the site, with even professedly skeptical users concerned at not being able to debunk the footage. What can at times be explained away as a camera malfunction seems not to be occurring here. Rather, we're left with a puzzling piece of footage that has left most viewers unsettled, unable to explain the figure's presence. While a majority of the freaky footage we've seen occurs at night or when no one happens to be around, there are rare moments when weird footage is captured in the middle of the day. Those moments can prove to be even creepier than the alternative, as this video, uploaded by Reddit user Dalo600, shows. What starts off as an innocent Snapchat photo session in the mirror becomes something more sinister during the playback. The video depicts a young woman smiling into her camera, clearly unaware of any odd presence around her while she's filming the video. It's clear, however, that the creepy figure became visible to the young woman before uploading, as she mentions the face in her video's caption. What is seen when the viewer finally notices the face is a creepy pale-skinned figure positioned behind the young woman in the bathroom. With its lifelessly coloured skin and deep-set black eyes, the figure is clearly nothing if not ill-intentioned, making it hard for viewers to watch as the unsuspecting woman continues posing for her video, unaware of the malevolent figure nearby. Perhaps even creepier than freaky footage of spirits harassing unsuspecting victims is more pointed torment aimed directly at children. Re-uploaded to Reddit by user Adrian the Goat, this video has gained quite a bit of attention since it was initially uploaded. As the original uploader, GhostPubes1, explains in the title, the footage seen of their 2-year-old son was captured at night by a baby monitoring camera. At first, the footage appears to simply show what is a baby enduring a fitful night of rest. The baby is sleeping on its stomach, its legs kicking out behind him. However, what initially appears to be an orb of light continues to float around the baby throughout the video. At times, it comes so near as to appear to almost be moving deliberately around the baby. Just as the baby looks to be kicking out fitfully once again, the orb of light aligns itself directly with the baby's leg, seemingly pulling the baby's leg as it jerks out violently. The baby returns to a fitful sleep, kicking around. While one could have thought of this as just a one-time coincidence, that idea is quickly dispelled, as the baby's leg is seemingly pulled again by the intruding light. Whatever the floating orb is, it's clear that the multiple attempts to pull the baby's legs were purposeful. Viewers can only hope that the potential spirit is a playful prankster, rather than malicious. At times, pure audio can be creepier than most instances of freaky footage caught on video. Such is true in the case of this audio and backstory posted on Reddit by user RedWantsBlue80. In the post, the uploader explains that she had used a sleep habit app for years in order to keep track of her sleeping patterns. While she states she's been told she talks in her sleep, she goes on to say she's never heard anything out of the ordinary picked up in one of these files. However, the uploader would be troubled by what she would go on to hear in the recording from the night in question. Explaining that it was just her and her son in the house that night, with her 3-year-old sleeping with her that night due to a fear of the dark, there'd be no reason to pick up any additional voices on such a recording. While going through her recordings, the uploader decided to take a listen. What she would hear would go on to haunt her for longer than she would ever have thought possible. At first, only a few odd clicks are audible. While these register as odd, the uploader explains this was not the first time she's heard such odd occurrences appear in her sleep audio file. As the clicks begin to get louder, the uploader is heard asking, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
Without skipping a beat, a deep voice replies, "Nothing."
What are you doing?
It's clear that the uploader has no memory of this, implying that this was one instance of her talking in her sleep. However, it's clear that whatever chose to reply to her was actually in the room, as the clicks immediately began to get louder and louder.
What are you doing?
Going on to explain that there was no way her child could have reached the register of the deep voice replying nothing, the uploader has since received a volley of concerned replies on Reddit. In fact, the idea that the uploader could have been the victim of some paranormal activity seems to be the best case scenario when compared to other numerous theories thought up by Reddit users. However, many users are almost certain she was the victim of a foiled home invasion, causing an outpouring of concern over the mother and child. Still, just in case she's been visited by a spirit after all, the mother chose to take the advice of one Reddit user and ask the spirit to leave her home. After explaining that she and her son were scared, it appeared her pleas were heard by the potential spirit in her home, as she's not experienced anything similar to this event since she made her appeal. This freaky footage, captured and sent to us by the fiancé of San Diego fan Daniel Anders, is one of the creepiest pieces of ring footage we've seen yet. The footage, captured on December 11, 2019 at 3:49 AM, shows an unknown man walking up to Anders' front door. After getting up close and personal with the camera, the man slinks off to the side of the doorway, talking to himself. Creepier still, no one in the home at the time was woken up by the man. However, they were all alerted to his presence when they received alerts of suspicious activity from the Ring camera system the next morning. Reviewing the video, it's clear they would have had no idea the man had gotten so close to their home, without the Ring camera alerting them the next day. This just begs the question of how many of these odd occurrences happen while we think we're safe inside our own homes. We've seen our fair share of freaky footage captured by security cameras and the like, highlighting potential paranormal encounters. However, this footage, posted to Reddit by user TJCF2014, is something else entirely. Captured by divers during what should have been a routine underwater exploration, the scene that plays out in this video is anything but routine. Instead of some underwater life or sunken debris, the divers find a meticulously arranged site, as though the impossible scene had been caught by the throes of time. Arranged underwater, the divers come across a table with 4 chairs. The chairs are weighed down by the eerie configuration of 4 skeletons sat neatly around the table. The scene in question almost looks like something out of a movie, or, as one commenter suggests, an art installation, as each piece is arranged quite perfectly. Whatever the explanation for the creepy skeletal scene is, it's quite unnerving regardless. Before we get to that number 1 spot and listen to some truly chilling screams coming out of an allegedly haunted bunker in Saudi Arabia, remember to hit that subscribe button and tickle the bell icon. That way you'll get alerts about all our latest creepy and scary content. While it's possible the skeletal arrangement in the previous segment was something out of an art installation, this next piece of freaky footage could be something out of a horror movie. Uploaded to YouTube by user Bizmax TV, this piece of footage comes to us from a haunted bunker discovered in Saudi Arabia. As the footage begins, the bunker is wide open, and otherworldly guttural screams are heard being emitted from within. While the claims of the area being haunted predate the capture of this footage, it's clear that this footage would only exacerbate those claims. Behind the camera, a man is heard reciting verses of the Quran in order to drive away whatever demonic presence they've found in the bunker. Perhaps most disturbingly, whatever the entity is, it seems to respond to the Quran verses. It appears to scream in agony in response to them, as though the verses themselves were causing them physical pain. The intense screams and their increased response to the holy man's chanting only serves to add fuel to the fire of the theory that the bunker is haunted, leading viewers to hope that the people present in the video made it out of the area in one piece.